Hello everyone and welcome back to 27 Fox Place. I have some cleanup outside to do today. I have things that I need to put away, a few projects that I need to work on, and I have some herbs and some annuals that I wanted to plant. I was planning on cleaning the entire patio this weekend, but Mother Nature added a little bit to my plate. We had a wildfire in our area, which is pretty common for this time of year. It's been very dry and the past few days were very hot and windy, which is the perfect conditions. We don't live in a fire zone, so our house isn't any real danger, but the wind did blow a lot of ash and smoke in our direction. There was so much ash it looked like we were having snow flurries. So now everything is covered with a thin layer of ash and soot, and if I try to wipe everything off, it'll just smear and make an even bigger mess, so it's much easier to use the blower to clear off the ash. Once I cleared away the ash, I started clearing off all the furniture from the patio. Cleaning the entire patio was something that I wanted to do this weekend. It's something that I usually do in the earlier part of spring, but it's been a little too cold this year. We've had a very mild spring, and it finally climbed up into the 90s this weekend. The entire patio needs to be cleaned in the spring. After a long rainy winter, the dirt and mud filters through the area rug and settles into the concrete, so I need to roll up the rug so that I can clean up underneath it. I usually try to wash the rug when I wash the patio, but I think we might have found a replacement for this one. I'm not sure how long we've had it, but it's been more than 5 years now, and it's starting to look a little tired and frayed around the edges. Dirt makes everything look old and worn, so cleaning off the dirt is one of the fastest and cheapest ways to make everything look new again. But dirt is also abrasive and it can cause damage, especially to flooring and rugs.
When we were young, running from all things at once, without thinking twice. And I knew it would catch up, and that we would be.
I love using a pressure washer, especially on days when it's too hot to work outside. It gets out the ground in dirt that doesn't wash away with a regular garden hose, and it uses a lot less water. Without it, I'd have to get out a brush and scrub out the dirt, which would take much more time and a lot more energy. And as long as the concrete isn't stained, the dirt comes right off. But as you'll see a bit later, there's a few places that were stained and I couldn't get them clean. This pressure washer is something else that we've had forever now. It's not the most powerful, but it does a good job for what we need it to. It's easy to connect and it's easy to use, but getting it out and putting it away again does take a little bit of time. That's about the only drawback, so when we get it out, we clean everything we can before we put it away. I know they don't make this one anymore, and I think the company might even be out of business, so I'll try to leave a link for something similar in the description box.
This road that I am on, I gotta stay here for some time.
We found this little bistro set at Walmart about the same time we found the furniture set and the fountain that we have. It was about $100 for the 3-piece set. When we first bought the house, we didn't have a huge budget, so we thought that this set would hold up long enough until we could afford to replace it, but it's held up surprisingly well over the years. We gave this patio a makeover last year. We didn't make a lot of changes. We tried to repair what we could, and we replaced only what we needed to, but we did add a few new things, so I'll be sure to add a link for any recent purchases in the description box. These cedar tables were new last year. We were looking for something that was small and affordable that would blend in with the rest of the patio, and so far they've worked out great.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke. And I will try to fill.
It's almost impossible to clean off the patio without splashing water onto the glass doors. We usually clean all of the windows about once a year, but we look out these back doors more than any other window, so we tend to clean them every few months or so. We just cleaned all of the windows a few weeks ago, so I just want to rinse off the doors, and then I'll use a squeegee to remove the water so that it doesn't leave any spots.
Be carried by the waves. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way.
Because we have so much on the patio, it's much easier to clean half at a time. Clearing off the first half with the larger pieces will make room to shuffle some of the smaller pieces out of the way so that I can clean the other half, and then once everything is clean, I can put everything back in place.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside.
I don't like to invest a lot of money on outdoor rugs because they only last a few years out here before they start to look worn and tired, but it can be hard to find a rug that we like at an affordable price. Either we find a rug that's the right style or the right price, but it's rarely both, so I am always looking for a replacement. We found this one at Costco for around $70, which was too good a deal to pass up. Most rugs this size are at least $150 or more, so we snapped it up. And I wasn't sure about the brown color when I first rolled it out. It had a little bit too much red in it, but I think it will fade in the sun. They did have a lighter gray color that I liked better, but a darker color is more practical out here. The furniture we have is made of aluminum, so it's lightweight and easy to move around. We've had the set for at least 20 years now. I think the entire 5-piece set was a little over $300, which was a huge bargain when we bought it. The frames are still in great condition, but we've had to replace the cushions a few times over the years, and this most recent set we found last year, and it's the best replacement that we've found so far. They come in different colors and sizes, so I'll be sure to leave a link in the description box.
Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take it out, we can leave this city and strive to.
I like to collect pine cones so that I can use them as kindling to start fires. I find them all over the place when I'm out walking. They're free and there's no shortage of them, but I needed a place to store them, so when I found this basket at Walmart last year, it turned out to be just perfect to hold all the pine cones. The next day, I started adding the pretty things, and I had Ace to help me clear out the pansies and plant the new flowers. I should have replaced them last month, but it's so hard to pull them out when they still look good. Last year I planted the small mandivola vine, but most of it died back over the winter and it hasn't pushed any new growth so far this year. Since I don't seem to have good luck with these vines, I decided to replace it with something else. Most of the vines that are this size are too expensive for an annual, but I spotted this one buried in the back for half the price. It was knocked over and I had to dig it out, but it was in good shape, so I decided to give it a try. It has been a cold spring, but it's warming up now, so I'm going to try and plant the smaller vine in the yard, and hopefully I can get it to bounce back. This area by the patio door was feeling a little bit crowded, so I spent a little time moving pots around trying to find a good arrangement, or maybe just a better arrangement. But moving one thing causes a chain reaction, so I ended up moving the firewood to make room for one of the pots. The pile of wood from a tree that we cut down last year is slowly dwindling, and it's finally reached a point where I can move it next to the fireplace. I saw these pots at Walmart last year, and I absolutely loved them, so when I saw them again this year, I had to get them. I've been thinking about replacing the annuals with an herb garden out here, but I wasn't too sure if they would get enough sunlight, so I thought these pots would be the perfect size to fit on the ledge that we have at the edge of the patio. I buy living herbs at the supermarket, and then I toss the roots, but I wanted to try growing them instead. I thought I would start with the green onions. I've had them sitting in the kitchen window and they were doing well, so I wanted to try potting them up, and if I can keep them alive then I won't have to buy any more green onions, but if it doesn't then I can always try again next time.
so luminous and bright. I'm always in bloom, always in bloom, always in bloom for
I always like to buy living basil at the grocery store to make pesto and to use for other seasonings, but it doesn't survive very long after I bring it home, even if I pot it up into a larger pot. I've tried to grow basil many times before, but I've never really had good luck with it, but I learned something new, so I wanted to try it again. Apparently, they grow basil so close together that it can't survive. Each stem is a separate plant, so you can actually divide all of the basil. This bunch had over a dozen individual plants, but I wasn't all that sure that this was going to work, so I decided to break it up into a few different size groups to see what would survive. And I can always come back and divide the larger groups again if I need to.
although it hurts me to be with you. I'm always in bloom
Rosemary is drought tolerant and it's also a perennial here, and I thought it would be fun to shape it into a topiary, but I just need to repot it today. This is another bargain that I found at the garden center. This pot has 2 rosemary plants that was selling for about the same price as one plant that was half the size, and I really only needed 1 plant, but this way I can separate the 2 plants, and if the topiary doesn't work out, then I still have 1 left.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome love, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love.
Once the herbs were all potted up, I moved them to their new home and watered them in. I placed the pots on the shady side for now. The plants haven't been in the sun, so they need a little time to acclimate before I can move them into the full sun.
I could really use some stuff like that. Talk to me and tell me all that you've seen, all the colors.
We covered the entire patio with a shade cloth, so this area gets filtered sunlight for most of the day. So when I went to the garden center, I was hoping to find some annuals for part shade. There was a lot to choose from, but I didn't want to buy one single plant when I could buy 6 smaller ones for about the same price. So when I saw these, I loved the pink color combination, and I grabbed them thinking that they were impatiens. But when I got home, I realized that they were periwinkles. I planted something similar last year and they did well, but now I'm not so sure what I actually planted. It can be hard to tell the difference, but periwinkle loves the sun, so I'm not sure how they'll do here. Potting up the annuals and herbs isn't hard to do, and the results are so satisfying, but it does make a bit of a mess, so I had to take a minute to clean up. There's only a few things that I wanted to do before I called it a day, although there is still a lot more that needs to be done out here. I need to clean up the furniture cushions and the pillows, but that's a job for another day. Instead, I just wanted to take a few minutes and finish cleaning some of the little things that I didn't get to the day before, and I wanted to prune and reshape a few of the plants on the patio.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, feel it coming. Golden, I'll follow home. Golden, golden, golden. I'm all high five for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and hummingbird. Golden, I'll follow him. Golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, golden things, gold. I'll follow him. Gold, golden, golden things. Walk up the river by night.
In order to get the most blooms for the buck, annuals need to be fertilized regularly. I'm using a water-soluble fertilizer so that I can feed and water these plants at the same time. I try to fertilize all the plants out here at least once a week, so it's a good time to fertilize the rest of the plants on the patio while I'm at it. I had planned to take down all of the hanging baskets and replace the cocoa liners. The birds pick at the liners for nesting materials in the spring, so we need to add new liners every year. But while I was deadheading the spent blooms on the geraniums, I noticed a bird's nest in this one. I'm not sure how many babies are in the nest, but I counted at least 2 heads. I heard babies chirping, but I wasn't exactly sure where they were coming from. So once I found them, I didn't want to take down the baskets with the babies in the nest, so we'll just have to wait until the nest is empty. These pink geraniums used to be in one of the hanging baskets, but it always bothered me that one of the baskets was half pink and half red. So when we had Tropical Storm Hillary last year, we had to take down all of the hanging baskets, and while they were down, I decided to pull out these geraniums and transplant them into this pot. This geranium only took up half of the hanging basket, which is even smaller than this pot, and now it's grown so big I need to trim it back so that we can walk by.
The perfect summer is over. wishing around you. Somebody needed. It's open for tonight. It's not too late. My mind says yes. You've been here for quite some time, but my heart tells me you should stay a little while. Are we at the end or are we at the start? 129 beats per minute from my heart. Anywhere we go is where I long to roam. Night or day, I'm taking you all the way. 'Cause my heart screams, let me carry you home. Bright lights and colors. Love is for the ones who dare to wait. No use in running.
I wanted to give you a quick reminder of where we started before I show you how everything turned out. It's so nice to have everything cleaned up and put back together again. I hope you enjoyed today's video and that it gives you a little motivation to spend some time outside today. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and remember to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I hope to see you next time.
Are we at the end or are we at the start? 129 beats per minute from my heart. Anywhere we go is where I long to roam. Night or day, I'm taking you all the way. 'Cause my heart screams, let me carry you home. We are dreams, we are candles, we are lights, we are believers, we are safe with each other, with each other. But are we at the end? Are we at the end or are we at the start? 129 beats per minute from my heart. Anywhere we go is where I long to roam. Night or day, I'm taking you all the way. 'Cause my heart screams.